Hello, my friends. I'm Peymon, the president of Freedom Law School, which I created in 1996. Our website is freedomlawschool.org. In this presentation, I will show you why over 99% of Americans who live in the 50 states are not required to file and pay any federal income taxes. Now, that's not going to be my opinion. No opinions. You will see the IRS 1040 form, the instructions on 1040 form, laws as published by Congress, U.S. Treasury regulations, and U.S. Supreme Court. That's right. Only U.S. government's official legal websites. You can have fun. Get ready. By the way, this is the Internal Revenue Code, the Bible of the IRS. Over 10,000 pages of confusing, deliberately minutia, and they hid the definitions toward the end so you don't see it hidden in plain sight. So let's go to the 1040 U.S. individual income tax return form. They want you to believe, to make you a slave, that this U.S. individual is a 50 states individual, but it is not. It is the District of Columbia individual as defined in law, as you shall see. Let's go now to irs.gov and the instructions for the 1040 form on page 8 about filing requirements. They correctly tell you these rules apply to all U.S. citizens, regardless of where they live, and resident aliens. However, where is the U.S. to determine who are the U.S. citizens? Hang in there, you shall see. Now, we're going to go to the uscode.house.gov. This is United States Code, okay, which is all the federal laws, and it is prepared by Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives, the lawyers of Congress. So here we are, for example, from Title 26, Internal Revenue Code. What I'm showing in my hand, folks, yes, there's the same thing. You're going to see it online, the federal tax laws, okay? So Section 1 of the code, everybody knows, imposes a tax, okay? But let's go to U.S. Treasury regulations, okay? And it gives a more specific, clear answer about the income tax on individuals in 1.1-1, okay? Section 1 of the code imposes an income tax on income of every individual who is a citizen or resident of the United States. That's the key term. United States. We'll come back to that, folks. Let's go take a look at that to see United States definition by Congress of the United States. Here it is from Title 26 in Chapter 79, definitions toward the back of the book. They hid the definitions in the back so you don't see it right away, right? And they say Section 7701 definitions when used in this Title 26. They define many different things that do not even need any defining, but they want to define it anyways. Well, here we are, the term United States and state. State shall be construed to include the District of Columbia. D.C. is not even a state. How can they include it in definition of state? Because they can, so they choose to do it, okay? How about the term United States? The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, that's what we want to know. It includes only the states, which is D.C., and the single plural is the same thing, doesn't matter. 1 D.C. or 10 D.C. is the same. It's still D.C. and the District of Columbia again. So you can see United States is only D.C. Yes, the income tax was returned for the D.C. citizens. Now, let's go a little bit further. You'll love this even more, folks, okay? And that's the Supreme Court tells you that these definitions, I'm telling you, you have to go by. Stenberg versus Carhart is year 2000 Supreme Court case. And the court said this about definitions. When used in a statute or law, when a statute includes an explicit definition, we must follow that definition, even if it varies from that term or mere meaning. So definition United States, I usually think the 50 states, chuck it out the window. You have to go by what you saw. And furthermore, the court says it is axiomatic, self-evident, or obvious that the statutory or legal definition of the term excludes unstated meanings of that term. If somebody's not listed in that definition, it's simply not there. 50 states was not included in the United States or state definition, therefore they are not there. Now, when it comes to tax cases, this rule is even stronger. Here's Gould versus Gould, a 1917 unanimous U.S. Supreme Court case that tells us this. In the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying taxes, imposing taxes. So in understanding laws that impose taxes, right, this is federal taxes, it is the established rule not to extend the provision of tax laws by implication or implying beyond the clear import of the language used, or to enlarge the operation of tax laws so as to embrace or include matters not specifically pointed out. If something is not specifically pointed out in tax law definitions, it's not there, folks. And you saw how 50 states were nowhere to be listed, United States or state definition. Now, if you have any doubts about this, the Supreme Court further tells you this instruction. They'll tell you in case of doubts, the tax laws, are construed or interpreted most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. So put the doubt out of your head. You know you got to go by this, folks. United States only means D.C. in tax law, and that's who it applies to. People of D.C., folks, okay? So I'm going to give you one other example how these definitions are so important from Title 26 Internal Revenue Code. When you go to section 4612, okay? And this is subchapter A, tax on petroleum oil. So here you are in the section 4612 for the purposes of this subchapter. What subchapter? Subchapter A, tax on petroleum. So here we go. They define many things like crude oil, but look at the United States definition here. United States means the 50 states. They didn't forget about it. They could tax you in the 50 states, so they did. And they list a bunch of U.S. territories, continental shelf areas, even foreign trade zones. See, which definition you're going to go by? The one exactly written in the law that applies there. In the entire Internal Revenue Code book, folks, what applies is United States is D.C. When it comes to oil, it means 50 states and territories. Now, let's continue on. And this, so now I'm going to just remind you, folks, this 1040 form is a D.C. individual income tax return, not the 50 states individual income tax return. Let's go on now to back to the Code of Federal Regulations. So this again, the tax imposes is again a D.C. citizen, right? Let's continue now to the, this thing to be in CFR 1.1-1. They also tell you citizens or resident of the United States liable to tax. In general, all citizens of the United States, wherever resident, right, and all resident alien individuals are liable to income tax imposed by the code. Yep, but that's DC citizens, not the 50 state citizens they're talking about. Let's go down further, folks. Look at C again. Who is a citizen? They'll tell you. Every person born or naturalized in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction is a citizen. That is a singular its jurisdiction. Not the 50 states, but the singular government of Washington, D.C. jurisdiction. Only those people got to file income tax. It's all consistent. You see that? See, the problem is that we're not taught these things, folks, in the public school system. You know, we didn't know that in 1776, most of you, I didn't know that, we had 13 independent countries with a population of 2.5 million back in 1776 at the time of the American Revolution. And there were independent countries for all that time until 1789. The states created an agent headquartered in Washington, D.C. to be known as the U.S. government. And they delegated 18 specific common functions to this agent U.S. government. These 18 powers included common defense, common foreign relations, and common currency, common immigration rules, commerce between states and foreign states, and again, few other common needs of the states. And now, instead of 13, there's 50 countries or states in this union. The countries keep all of the functions and powers to themselves. You see, folks, America's not a country. We are 50 countries in the union. That's what the president once a year gives State of the Union address, not the State of the Country address. That's where the corona lockdowns were done state by state, country by country. Country of Hawaii and New York, California had draconian lockdowns. South Dakota had none, and Florida had a little bit for a while and then let go. That's right. Just like in Europe, you have European Union, which is France, Germany, Italy, and other countries. There are countries within a union. In America, we are the same way, folks, okay? So, the 10th Amendment Bible of the U.S. Constitution, folks, is a reminder of that. See, this is D.C., folks. D.C. was given to the new agent, federal government, to be independent of the states and not under pressure of any of the states that existed at the time. So, the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution says clearly this language, that power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to states, are reserved to states, respectively, or to the people. You see, folks, it's well known that the U.S. government is not the all-empowering government. It is a government with delegated powers. The states only delegated a few powers to the federal government, and all the powers of states and the people retained to themselves. So the United States, that you're thinking, is not the one written here, folks, in the tax laws. The United States here is a D.C. United States that they're talking about again. With that, folks, let's continue now to the second part of Code of Federal Regulation 1.1-1, okay? The second part talks about the fact that, and to the extent provided by Section 871B or 877B on income of a non-resident alien, okay, the Section 1 of the Code imposes income tax. All right? But before I get to this part, there's going to be a little bit more work, folks. Hang in there. I'm going to break this down, okay? Because this is where, in rare situations, the people of 50 states have to file income tax also. See that for yourself now. Okay. Let's go now define in the code trade or business. In section 7701 of the code, we go back there in 826. Look at trade or business. What a weird definition. It includes the performance of the functions of a public office. Huh. No businessman of any kind is listed. No printer, no construction worker, no someone on internet, no computer programmer, no plumber, no electrician. No one's listed. Only people listed are workers in government, and that's federal workers, by the way, judges, congressmen, okay, FBI agents, government agents. They are technically involved in their trade or business. How can they do that? They can. The legislature can write the law any way they find. They find a cat as a dog. From now on, you read cat, you read dog. So here, you look at trade or business means performance functions of federal public office. Now, we're going to go also, by the way, section 877B, this is on people who give up their U.S. citizenship, become citizen of France or Germany or some other country. But section 871B, this is important. We're going to look at that right now closely and blow you away, okay? First, we got to define, but here's section 871B. Okay, I'll come back to that. We have to define what is a non-resident alien individual. Again, in section 7701 definitions, go down to B, you have this, but then go down further in B, okay? Here we go, non-resident alien is defined. An individual is a non-resident alien if such individual is neither a citizen of the United States nor a resident of the United States. The United States means what? It means Washington, D.C. As long as you're not, read this, folks, closely, neither a citizen of D.C. nor a resident of D.C., you are not a U.S. citizen, you are not a resident alien individual. So, for example, me, I'm from Florida. I'm neither citizen nor resident of the United States, only for tax purposes. For nationality purposes, you, me, all of us are U.S. citizens, state citizens, and U.S. nationals all at the same time. Just like someone from France or Germany is a French or German and a European citizen at the same time. With that understanding now, let's go on and look at this law. It will make sense to you now. What it tells you in section 871. That's right. B, income connected with the United States business graduate rate of tax. This is a section, folks, okay? But I'm going to use the translated section for you because it's easier to read and understand. You've got to decode this like a CIA code book, okay? So here we go. Ready to decode it, folks? It's going to blow you away because that's the part that really is the most amazing part. Here it is, section 871, tax on non-resident alien individuals, okay? B, income connected with DC, business graduate rate of tax. Remember, use the code words correctly. It tells us a non-resident alien individual, someone not from DC, from France, Germany, Florida, California, Texas, any of the 50 states, we're not from DC. We don't live in, nor do we reside in DC. Engage in performance of functions of federal public office, right? Okay? Within DC. That's how you got to read the law. Because it's written in code purposefully to deceive you. during the taxable year shall be taxable as provided in Section 1 or 55. You saw Section 1 on his taxable income, which is effectively connected with the conduct of a trade or business, which is performing functions of federal public office within the United States, which is within DC. Wow! Isn't that amazing? That means anybody who is not from DC but works for the federal government in DC, they have to file an income tax. So FBI agents that work in Los Angeles and Dallas don't have to pay income tax. But the ones that do work in DC, they have to pay federal income taxes. So folks, now you got the riddle solved. You don't have to pay income tax at all. You never did. You can stop now. Every year is a separate potential taxable event. 1 year, you may have chosen to become a DC citizen and file an income tax because you chose that. Next year, you changed, became a Floridian or California, Texas. You're no longer subject to having to pay federal or DC income taxes anymore. So you can stop now. It doesn't matter for year after year, decade after decade, you were deceived into believing that this applies to you, that you have to file income taxes. You don't. So what you want to do is to continue your investigation of these issues. Go to our website, folks. You know clearly this is not for you. No more filling out this form. Nobody being a slave saying, Master, please accept my confession form under oath. I swear it's all true, correct, and complete. My CPA tax attorney, accountant says I must fill out this form. Be a slave. I don't want to be a slave, but I have to be a slave. Take it easy on me and don't audit me. Don't harass me. Please pick somebody else to audit, not me. No. You are a free man. If you choose to think, see it with your eyes, ears, and mind, you see you're a free man, act on it. Even all these years you were like, I've been lied to? I've been deceived, the scam? So as the American people, duh, the truth is in front of you. You want to reject it just because you've been lied to all your life? It's up to you to free yourself. So you want to continue your journey to freedom by going to Freedom Law School's website. Yes, you want to go there? freedomlawschool.org. Okay? And there you start the 7 steps to free yourself of IRS deception, robbery, and slavery. Step 1 is to follow the law, okay? And besides this video, we have, folks, additional videos that you want to check out. These are the short version of the videos, and here are the longer videos, okay? These will give you more truth, more deeper understanding of this issue, and many of your questions that you're asking are answered in these additional videos. Then you want to go after that to step 2, folks, okay? Step 2 is you got to stop following those 1040 income tax confession trap forms. Stop putting the rope around your own neck, okay? When you sign the 1040 income tax confession trap form, you put the noose around your neck. How? Well, folks, it's simple. You state under oath that you owe the IRS money. IRS never came after you. You did it to yourself. This is how you give the IRS the power to audit you without tax return. There's nothing to audit. And then by claiming you owe the IRS money, now they can go empty your bank account, steal your property and profits and crypto, and put you in prison because you signed that doggone form under oath. Now, there's more. Step 3 is also very important because in step 3, folks, You believe the IRS is God. It's going to come and take me, monster. Whoa, be scared. That's where they got you fooled, folks. Okay? The fact of the matter is, IRS is over 99% bluff. Yes, you have to go through this to see that for yourself. There's 80 million non-filers according to IRS's best estimates. The proof is right there in step 3, folks. Get in there, and then you're going to go to step 4. See, IRS is not this powerful Godzilla that will get you. It's a little lizard with no firepower, folks, okay? Let me tell you this, okay? I've not filed and paid any federal income taxes for over 30 years, and IRS knows me very well. We've been in court. I've beat them many times in court. They never try to put me in prison because they know there's no law requiring me, nor you, to file and pay any federal income taxes. And another important fact is this, folks. No student of Freedom Law School has ever gone to prison for federal taxes, nor had their paycheck or bank account levied or seized by the IRS. That's right, folks. That's a fact. I've done this for over 22 years for American people, and you can be free just like our other students. Now, next is, folks, you don't have to pay tribute to the beast, the IRS. Yes, you don't need to be afraid. All you gotta do, folks, step 5. Okay? What you gotta do in step 5, folks, is very simple. Okay? In step 5, you write your lawmakers. That's right, you question authority. Write your members of Congress. File and pay income taxes only if your Congress members can show you the law that requires you to file and pay income taxes. If they show you the law, file and pay income tax. Our petitions spell out the law, quoted and attached, and guess what? Not once, even one congressman has ever shown us the law that requires you or me to file and pay federal income taxes. This way you can safely stop filing and paying federal income taxes. By the way, payroll taxes, corporate taxes, estate taxes, none of that apply to people of the 50 states. Even gambling and gun manufacturing taxes. You've been deceived. Okay? So, folks, now, up to here, it's free. All of that, you can do it for free on your own, and I want you to do it on your own for free if that's what you want to do, and keep 100% of your money for you and your family. However, despite what I just told you, some of you will say, Peymon, I'm still nervous, or rather be safe. Can you protect me from the IRS? Because you have a lot of experience being these crooks. Yes, only if you have the attitude, the mentality of America's founding fathers. These great men put their lives, their fortune, their sacred honor on the line and secured us these freedoms that we still enjoy much of it today. If you be like them, folks, the solution for you is rather simple. Join the Restore Freedom Plan. And now you can have the privilege of 100% guarantee. You could have 100% guarantee when you legally stop filing and pay income taxes, as long as you are a member of Restore Freedom Plan. Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from taking your money, or Freedom Law School will reimburse you in full, 10,000 or 10 million or more, doesn't matter, we'll reimburse you, and you will not go to prison because you're relying on the law as published on U.S. government's official legal websites that we have you triple check by your congressman to make sure you're not breaking the law. You're being honest and upfront about your good intent to pay whatever taxes you legally owe. One last step I'm going to show you, folks, is about taking our country back. For you and your children to be free, folks, we must wake up the American people. We've lost control of our public servants out there. They don't work for us anymore. They work for the big banks or corporations, folks. Okay? So they pay for the election campaign of the crooked politicians out there. So for that reason, you must become A. Paul Revere. Tell your family members, friends, co-workers about the law, about the truth. Invite them to join the Restore Freedom Plan. And by doing so, folks, you spread the word. We will pay you. That's right. We'll pay you to tell others about Freedom Law School and our Restore Freedom Plan. So, folks, the road is clear. But the person that has to take it is not me. I've already taken my journey. I'm already free. Now it's your turn. It was no accident that you came across Freedom Law School. You were meant to live free. You were looking for truth. You're looking for freedom. Now you found it. Continue on your journey. Go to freedomlawschool.org, and on your drive to from work or errands, put your smartphone up on your car's audio system. Listen to our videos, okay? As you drive safely, look at the road. And then when you get to lunch or dinner, put your smartphone or computer up once again. This time, you play and watch and see that, wow, everything Peymon is saying is the truth. It's the government's own official legal websites and reports. So with that, you can be free. Folks, I love every single one of you. I want you to be able to live your life with freedom, joy, love, and prosperity the way you want to, the way God wants you to, not be a slave. But I cannot do that for you. You're the one that has to make the choice to, whenever you drive around town, put our videos up and listen to videos. When you get home or work, watch the videos this time, right? And the journey will be completed by you. You'll be free. And America will be once free and prosperous, just like you. Thank you for watching and sharing with others. Okay, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Now, as usual, I'm here to answer your questions because this is your opportunity once a week to be able to ask me questions about how to be free, not to be a slave, how to defund the swamp, and at no charge. So I know we have someone who sent in the question, which you can do also. Send me up to 10 pages of paperwork by fax, email, or U.S. mail, and I will review it for you at no charge on this weekly Freedom Hour. And we have also a caller waiting to ask a question from area code 864. But before I take his question, if you have a question, the call number is on your screen, 657-383-1755. And on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your question after the caller from area code 864. So from area code 864 caller, give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi there. Just under anonymous, or anonymous friend. My friend that's anonymous actually wrote you the email. So I'm just considered anonymous friend today. But Did you receive your email that says, "Is this sufficient?" Did you receive that email?
I don't have an email. I have a letter from somebody in Colorado that got a letter from the California Franchise Tax Board. Is that you?
No, we actually sent this in on Friday via the email.
Okay. Folks, if you send letters to us to review, you must call, make sure that we received it, and it's processed to be in front of me. Otherwise, I don't have it. Don't have my computer in front of me right now. Okay, so be sure when you send a documentation that you call, check, make sure we notes for the Freedom Hour, and it'll be put in front of me so I go over with you. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer your questions on that email, Anonymous, but you're welcome to ask me questions live right now, and I'll do my best to answer your question. Or you can wait till next week if you prefer. That's up to you.
We can try it right now then if that's all right. May I read you what we wrote?
I'm sorry?
May we read you what we wrote in the email?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, Anonymous used a different entity to get a revocation of election, an ROE. He did learn from your representatives on the phone, though, that ROEs are not recommended. However, this entity created a single document for Anonymous to send out to 5 addresses, which were those of Senator Tim Scott in D.C., Senator Lindsey Graham in D.C., Representative William R. Timmons in D.C., and Director Daniel Werfel in both D.C. and New York. Nothing was sent to the IRS at all. Anonymous included the first 5 pages of the document. He just went into what he included, which was what was sent out, and also the IRS letter that was received right afterwards. The IRS does look positive. However, at the top of the IRS letter, the only tax periods listed shows December 31st, 2024. And maybe I'll read that to you first before going into the rest of what he's written in the email. On this IRS letter, it says, "Dear taxpayer, thank you for your inquiry dated March 29th of 2024. We have reviewed the information you provided and determined that no action is necessary on your account. Excuse me. If you have questions, you can call," and then it lists the IRS number. "If you prefer, you can write to the address at the top of your first page of this letter. When you write, include a copy of this letter and accept, just the regular things that they have at the end, and then sign the program manager of the IRS." Now, this was sent 2 weeks after the ROE was sent in to those 5 addresses. Nothing was sent to the IRS, but the IRS sent this out. We asked the entity that helped create this ROE for Anonymous if this was sufficient or what was going on with this. The entity said it was fine because it was acknowledged, and we have questions regarding that, though, because So Anonymous didn't send in his taxes for April 2024 because of this letter. But now Anonymous is wondering if he did that right, because not only is his regular personal taxes affected, but he also has a single member LLC, which, is a disregarded entity, in which case those LLC taxes go on his personal taxes. But the personal taxes are kind of up in the air, so that makes the LLC taxes go up in the air. So there are 4 areas of concern. Taxes 2023 due in March 2024 that Anonymous did not send in because of this letter. Was that okay? Taxes of 2024 due in April of 2025, will those be due, since it did say the tax periods on the IRS letter specified December 31st, 2024, and that's the only date it gave. Then, another area of concern is taxes going forward, and the special area of concern is LLC taxes for the disregarded entity or single member LLC.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? We'd love to get your opinion and your eyes on that personally.
Okay. Well, you saw in the presentation a few minutes ago how the only people required to file and pay federal income taxes are citizens and residents of Washington, D.C., and federal workers that work in D.C. You are not one
Correct.
of them. Okay.
Right. That's why he was eligible for
the
ROE.
revocation of election is a baseless legal theory. It's nonsense. It's garbage. Which based on a false assumption that you elected to be a U.S. slave, okay, and now you have to unelect or revoke that election, which you never made in the first place. The whole thing was not about election at all to begin with, okay? That's a problem with patriot mythologies, baseless legal theories that sound good, feel right, makes sense to me. It has a logical connection to it, but it's utter garbage. It has nothing to do with your electing anything. So all that you did and your LLCs was an exercise in futility. You could have just as well gone on the back of your home, clap your hand 5 times, said, and then does, and then, and think, oh, you did something fantastic. You just now revoked your election to be a slave of the IRS. Now you're free because you did all that rigmarole. It did zero. Hold on, let me answer your question. Zero, okay? And the letter you got from the IRS is simply this. Somehow, somebody, one of those people you wrote the letter to, said, looked at it and says, looks like this person has a question about taxes. Well, that's not my thing. Let me be a nice guy. And send that letter to the IRS to help this wonderful person get answer to their tax questions they seem to have. And somebody at the IRS, which are, by the way, they're very low intelligence at the IRS, looked at it and said, I don't know what the heck this is. Makes no sense to me what it is. I don't get it, but this congressman wanted me to respond to this person. So my response is, well, I don't know. It means nothing. There's nothing you got to do. Oh, we have a form letter from that says it's a canned, pre-formatted form letter that says you don't have to do anything. There's nothing for you to do. And that's it. So if you're willing to let go of this and do not treat this like a religion, that's great. But I talk to people all the time. My people do that. Treat yourself like religion, like Holy Grail. It's a Bible. You cannot just question that. I believe it. What's wrong with you, Peymon? You try to put other people down, other theories down. You think you're the best, you're the smartest, you got an ego. No, it's not about that, folks. I've done this work for over 30 years. I've seen people do all kind of garbage, baseless, patriot mythologies, legal theories. Let me name a few besides revocation of election. They claim that you are not a U.S. citizen, you're a U.S. national, a state citizen.
It's not any of that.
I know. I bet yours is not, but I'm other people too. Then you go back to under common law, from admiralty or French flag, maritime jurisdiction, no longer under statutory law, straw man, redemption, expatriation, repatriation, bankruptcy of the United States, UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, and so forth. So this thing, the paper you did, was absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it. It did nothing for you at all. Congratulations, though. You and your entities did not file any income tax confession trap forms. You did not put the rope around your neck. That was the biggest thing you did. Congratulations. Yes, you did not do this. That's the main thing. You did not sign that 1040 form under oath and put the rope around your neck. So congratulations. There's really nothing more besides that except continue to educate yourself. Okay?
Right. He didn't do the 1044 this year. He's done it previous years. He did send in this letter to those 5 entities, and it just has information about, for them to make up their own minds. I don't know what an ROE is exactly, except a revocation of election, but the actual paperwork for it is simply saying, it's come to my attention.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. Hold on. Wait. There's no time to read me all that. I got to take other people's questions. Okay? I don't have time to spend 45 minutes on a question. I just told you, definitively clearly. I have a video on this topic, by the way, you should watch. If you go to our Odyssey channel, I'll show you. If you go to our website, go there. Here we go to our website. Under social media, watch. On the watch, social media comes up at the bottom. Okay? Click on social media, gets to Odyssey. Click on Odyssey. Okay, our favorite platform. And there you go under content. Click on content and search on the bottom right-hand side, revocation of election. You do that, the videos will come up, 2 of them. One I did 3 years ago, one 2 months ago, on exactly this topic, the revocation of election nonsense. There it is, revocation of election. Can you revoke your election on your first 1040 to always pay taxes? See, I named it that way because a lot of people believe in this stuff like it's religion. Oh, I have to revoke that to be free. But you never had anything to revoke in the first place. All right? What else do you like to know?
So this IRS letter is saying that he doesn't have to pay any more taxes. Is that correct then? When
Neither you nor your LLCs have to file and pay any income taxes as long as neither you, no, you're not a U.S., you are not a D.C. citizen or resident, and the entity LLC is not created under the laws of the District of Columbia.
Sorry, I do have kind of like a auditory dyslexia, so I'm trying to understand a little bit more of what you're saying. Please forgive me. When it's saying that the information is provided and determining the actions necessary on the account, as you said, none of it's required anyway, but it should be proof there that we don't have to do anything else either, such as sending more paperwork to places and people, correct?
You do not need to do any paperwork at all on that stuff. All you want to do is to do the 7 steps on our website to free yourself of the IRS, and step 5 is a critical step you will get to, and you'll do the step 5. Step 5 is this, okay? You question authority. You write to your Congress members, the lawmakers, federal lawmakers, file and pay income taxes only if your congressman can show you the law that requires you to file and pay income taxes. So you have these petitions, okay, that are for free available for you, for free, on step 5.
I think that's what was done.
But that's all you need to do.
I believe the ROE was not done, but it was more of that is what was done.
That revocation of election is completely different than what we do at the Freedom Law School. It's not the same thing.
But I don't believe, even though he called it an ROE, I don't believe it was an ROE then. Because what I'm looking at, what was sent out to these different 5 senators, representatives, and directors, was simply information telling them, or saying, just look for yourself as to why we don't have to pay taxes. It's right here in the Constitution. All that was sent to the senators and representatives for them to do the math and figure it out for themselves. And then the IRS letter came after that. But no ROE, I guess, was done. Even though it's called an ROE, I'm not sure that it was actually done. This is more of like where these letters were sent out to senators, representatives, and directors. And it was simply giving them information like what you're talking about.
Okay, well, hold on. Hold on. I can't let you go on and on. I got other people waiting to ask questions, number 1, okay? Number 2, without reading your letter, I can't make a judgment call on it. I don't know what it is. Neither you nor I can tell it's the same as mine. You could say it's a similar spirit, similar intent, but the content, the laws quoted and cited are obviously not the same. So be careful not to generalize too much. Oh, it's just like yours. No, you got to read mine and this and compare to make that evaluation and determination, okay? So what you want to do, again, go to our website and go through it. Look, it's simple. They deceived you. They made you believe that this Internal Revenue Code applies to the people of the 50 states. But it doesn't. They use the term U.S. U.S. individual income tax, and you think, oh, I'm a U.S. citizen from one of the 50 states. That's me. And our parents and grandparents thought the same thing. But in law, the way they define things is differently. Let me give an example. I'm 100% for life-saving, gender-affirming care. 100%. In the original definition, the real definition. Not the corrupted definition they do. They talk about, oh, you go and get yourself chemically and physically castrated and mutilated because you, in your mind, you think you're the opposite sex, which is ridiculous, you're crazy. Okay? They call that gender affirming care. And they talk about it as if that's what it means. But it doesn't mean that.
So are you saying
Real
that we
gender
need to
affirming
sign
care
up
means
with you
I'm a
then?
man, you affirm me as a man, you're a woman, I affirm you as a woman, and I care for you, you care for me. And acknowledge that. That's it. So U.S. does not mean 50 states individual income tax. It means Washington, D.C. individual income tax. That is it. You don't need to add something else in this and that and the other and that like it. Why make it more complex than that? It's so simple. You just saw it in my presentation. Okay? Any other questions?
So do we need to sign up with you, or are we okay? Or if we sign up, are we like a special case or anything? That someone mentioned that we might be a more complex case. Like, what happens with that?
Okay. Well, let me refresh you on that issue. You could do it on your own if you want to, because IRS is leaving non-filers 99.9% alone anyways. They really are. I cover that in my on website in our presentations at Freedom Law School. It's there. However, many people like you are nervous or cautious. They say, Peymon, I'd like you to be there. Can you back me up? Because you beat the IRS for over 30 years. None of your students went to prison over taxes, or IRS taking them the home paycheck or bank account. You obviously not in prison yourself, openly not filing income tax for over 30 years. So you obviously know what you're doing. Can you protect me? And my answer is yes. That's where you go after step 5 to step 6. If you want to work with us, like the America's founding fathers, work with each other and restore freedom, yes. The privilege of 100% guarantee is available. You can sign up for the Joy and Restore Freedom Plan, and you can enjoy 100% guarantee. All you get that when you legally start filing and paying income taxes, as long as you are a member of the Restore Freedom Plan, Freedom Law School would prevent the IRS from levying your money, or Freedom Law School will reimburse you in full. And you will not go to prison either. So yes, you can sign up for that program if you like to. That's option available, which I encourage you to consider, because we need your participation. America needs you. America needs to come together as Americans and work together to fund our victory against this crooks. We got to bring billions back that we used to give to the swamp in D.C. back to the freedom movements, so we can fund freedom movements. It won't happen without money, folks. Sorry to tell you that. It's the truth. No movement of human existence for freedom ever on earth had no money behind it. We need some money to communicate, to reach out, to tell other people about it. Okay? That's one reason, for example, step 7, one of the things that we do besides helping you be free, step 7 is what? Spread the word. Tell other people about us, and we'll want to pay you for introducing people to Freedom Law School, because I want you, rather than you selling ditches or widgets or XYZ, whatever you do, I want you to sell freedom, my friends. I want you to sell hope and freedom to your family members, friends, co-workers, all your loved ones. Somebody got to reach out to them. And that someone's going to be you. Yes, you. So you got to sign up, and you got to tell everybody you know about it. Okay? Because otherwise, I can't be the one man, get on online every week and get us out to the whole 300 plus million Americans. So, yes, that's available. And again, you're welcome to call us at 813-444-4800. Put the number on the screen, please. During daytime, 9 to 6, Eastern time zone. And somebody will take their time, answer questions in more detail. If you have questions that are too complex, we get someone more experienced to answer your questions also, so you can feel free and safe. You can be free and safe at the same time. Anything else?
I just wonder, you said congratulations to the whole thing. It sounds like we're in the clear, though, right?
You're doing
Sounds
fine.
like
You'll
it.
be fine, Anonymous. Okay? Thank you for
Thank you
calling.
kindly.
We have another call from Erica 206 right now. Call from Erica 206. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yeah, my name is Patrick.
Can you turn them up, please, a little bit?
Heard about you, and I
I'm sorry, say your
heard
name
about
again.
you.
I can barely hear.
My name's
Get
Patrick.
close to the microphone. You're too far from microphone. Get close. I can't hear you.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, I'm gonna get off my headset.
Okay. Okay. What's your name? Guys, can you give me a new headset also? This is not working. I'm going to plug in a new one. This is not working well either. Thank you, guys. Okay, what's your name, my friend? I can't hear you right now. You there? We got disconnected. Okay. All right. The call number is on the screen, 657-383-1755. Okay, and then on your keypad, you press 1, and I will take a question next if you have a question, 657-383-1755, and on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll take your question. But right now, we got someone who sent us a document, and they have a question. This is Henriette from Colorado. Okay. Oh, 206 callers back. Fine, Henriette, I'll get you after this person. All right, you there from area code 206? What's your first name?
Yes, Patrick.
And how did you hear about us, Patrick?
Redacted.
Very good. And how may I help you?
Well, I sent, I don't know, 7 or 8 pages, and I got a letter from the IRS, which is the last time I filed from 2021, that I owed, I think, about $1,000. And they didn't say why. They just said I owed it. And I looked up that year that I did file, and I actually got $460 return. And so I don't know how I should address their letter saying that if I don't answer or send some form into them, then they can garnish my bank account and do all sorts of nasty stuff to me. So I'm just wondering what's the recommended path to deal with them. Should I go ahead and fill out this form and tell them why I don't owe it?
Without seeing that form, I cannot give you any definite answers. Again, folks, you gotta make sure, like Henriette, you get the paperwork to us. You call and make sure it gets to me on time. Without seeing it, I can tell you for sure. But the answer for yours is simple. No, ignore them. Okay, they cannot just make a willy-nilly letter and do that to you. The reason they do that to you because most Americans are ignorant of the law and our rights.
Shitless.
IRS cannot just willy-nilly send you a bill. They must send you what's called a notice of deficiency or shortage on your tax return, which gives you a chance to challenge the IRS in tax court within 90 days. Okay.
Okay. Now
don't
they
want to do
did
that.
send
So
me
they'd be
that.
lazy. They figure you don't know. You're just going to pay them to get them off your back. But you owe them nothing. And hold on, that letter the IRS sent you is full of lies and half information. They cannot take any of your money until they send you notice of deficiency by certified mail, and a letter called final notice of intent to levy and notice of your right to hearing, in which you can, at both places, challenge the IRS's nonsense. So at this time, you owe them nothing. All you gotta do is ignore them. All you want to do is to educate yourself as you drive to and from work and errands. Listen to our videos. Listen to our 7 steps to free yourself of IRS, deception, fear, robbery, and slavery. If you want, you can sign up for our Restore Freedom Plan. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to worry about this letter at all. Okay?
No, that's perfect. That's because I haven't filed the last 2 years, and I won't file again. So no, that's great. I'll do exactly that.
Very good, my friend. Congratulations.
Great. Hey, thanks.
You're welcome. Glad
Yep,
you're not a
and
slave anymore.
thanks.
Another freed slave. Yes. That's what you want.
Yeah, I can't
More
wait till the
slave,
whole
more slaves,
system.
more They're treating you like you're a slave of the system, of
Yep.
the corrupt system. These
Well-
big banks and corporations, what they do, they pay for our politicians, okay, to get elected, and they go up there and say,
Mm-hmm.
now, take some of the money you take from these sheep of slaves and give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to my business, my industry, our group. They all do that. Banks, pharmaceutical companies, vaccine makers, okay, hospitals, okay, insurance companies, hotels, big businesses of all sorts. They put into law some kickback method of some diverting money to them because they get money of us. We the sheeple. The American people are now sheep. And just fund our own destruction.
Not me anymore.
Not anymore for you.
stopped-
You're a free man. Congratulations. I'm so glad to hear that, Patrick. Anything else, my friend, on your mind? Are you good?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm smiling. I'm good.
Very good. Thank you for your question. I appreciate
Thank you.
that. We're going to go back to Henrietta in Colorado, who got a letter from the most aggressive and lawless state income tax agency in America, the California Franchise Tax Board, or FTB. And they're just complete communist tyrants in California. Sorry. They have taken over many states in America, the communism. They're not Democrat. They are communist, totalitarian. Please do not call them liberals. I'm liberal. I'm generous. They are totalitarian communists. So they just ignore the law. Law doesn't matter. They just want to protect the communist state system they got. So congratulations, Henrietta. You moved away. Moved out of California, the communist California, to Colorado. And FDB is sending you a letter for years 1999 and 2000. They claim that you owe them about $95,000. Well, guess what? That tax should have, after about 20 years, expired anyways. It's probably, but then again, California break the law. They just keep sending letters to you anyways, hoping you'd be a sucker and just send the money anyways because they got you scared. Whoa, I'd be scared. But the fact is, America's not a country. We are 50 countries in a union. That's why the presidents gives every year State of the Union address. So California has no power to force any third party in Colorado or any place else in America to take your money. As long as you have no money or assets or any kind of income in California, they cannot hurt you whatsoever. You can just simply ignore them. And congratulations. The rest of you in California, as soon as you can, like me, I moved out of here over 10 years ago. Move out, come to more freedom states like Florida, like Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, folks, okay? And start living a free life. Okay? So with that, I'm going to put the call number on the screen one more time for any last people with questions. Then we will end the Freedom Hour. The number to call is 657-383-1755. And then on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your question next. Again, the number is 657-383-1755. Then on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your question next. With anybody with questions, folks, I'm telling you, we are tentatively planning to do an event in Dallas area on September 28th. However, we are going to be part of an event in Orlando, September 7th. Sheriff Richard Mack of Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association in Orlando They got an event coming up September 7th. And the website, we got to get that website put on next time on our Freedom Hour. Okay, let everybody know. We got to put it on our website also. Okay, next week. We have it on our website next time. But plan on it. It's going to be great events on one day, Saturday. We're going to be speaking there, along with Joe Bannister, former gun-carrying Irish special agent, who defected to our side of the freedom, Irish whistleblower. So that's a great event if you want to come to September 7th. I'll be also in Orange County at the Jobber Society event, September 21st in Laguna Hills in Orange County, California. Not as a speaker, but as an attendee. So I'll be there if you want to meet me there. Those of you who want to come to Southern California, you can meet me in person. We can talk there September 21st at the Jobber Society event. jbs.org is their website. So with that, we have 2 callers now with questions. Area code 856, followed by a call from area code 360. 856 area code caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
My name's Andrew. I'm calling about a previous year tax return.
How did you hear about Freedom Law School, Andrew?
I think on Rumble.
What show, what program was it on Rumble that you saw us at?
I'm not sure, man. I don't remember exactly.
You're not sure? Okay. How recently was it you came across us? A month ago, a year ago? About how long ago was it?
The what?
How long ago did you see us on Rumble?
Within a couple months.
Okay, very good. And how may I help you?
So, yeah, in 2021, we took out our 401k to leave the communist state of New Jersey and head south. And the 401k was supposed to come out in 2022. We were told by the 401k company that if we bought a home with it, our penalty or tax would only be 10%. So they sent 10% to the IRS. We didn't think nothing of it. We bought the house. A couple years later, we received a letter saying our 2021 tax return was short $90,000 and, penalties and interest and all these crazy numbers. So we did a little research and found out that it did come out, I think, a day before New Year's Eve or something prior to the other year. So we didn't tell our accountant. We didn't file our taxes for 2022 yet. And we got all these penalties and fines. So I've cleaned all that up and tried to pay the tax, but they're trying to say that I owe penalties and fines on top of the tax of 30, 40 grand. So again, this is already a year that I filed the 1040 and I paid all the tax, but I'm trying, to see if I have to pay the penalties and interest, even though I already did do the 1040 for that year.
First of all, unfortunately, you did file a 1040 income tax confession trap form for year 2021. I cannot get you out of that, my friend. You put the rope around your
Yes,
neck
sir.
by filling out that 1040 form, okay? And by doing that, you put the noose around your neck by stating under oath that you owe the IRS money. Now they're auditing you, which means legally nothing, okay? They must, IRS still, send you a notice of deficiency by certified mail before they can propose any taxes against you. So don't worry about these empty letters, threats by the IRS, okay? The IRS does not have enough judges to come after millions of Americans, so they don't, okay? Don't worry about that. But for 2022 and 23 and 24 forward, no longer slave. Don't follow that 1040 form. So it doesn't matter whether IRS claims you owe them $10,000 or $1 million. It makes no difference. They still must send you that notice of deficiency. All the IRS letters to you are empty threats. They're meant to scare you to be a slave and just voluntarily give them some money that you don't legally owe them. So don't worry about it. And once you become a member, I'll be able to look at your paperwork more closely and give you a better exact idea about your situation. But without seeing your letters, I cannot tell you too much more than that. Okay, but you're good. You're in good shape right now. Anything else,
Yeah, I
Andrew?
I plan on following your 7 steps, and maybe, I just didn't know if you helped out with anything previously with these penalties and interest, which, is a double whammy there, the
You
tax
don't
is
owe
already
any
a
money at
penalty.
all, Andrew. Stop. You owe no money at all in the first place for penalty and interest to be added on it. Got it? You owe them zero. Zero tax. And penalty on zero is zero. Interest on zero is still zero. You owe them zero. You got it?
Yeah,
Okay, then there's no penalty interest on zero.
but
Okay?
and this is even though I already filed that 1040 for that year.
They still must send you a notice of deficiency. You have a right to a trial in America. America is not a third world dictatorship. You have a right to a trial. It's called due process of law, guaranteed by the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. That's one of the things that makes America different than banana republics out there. You have a right to a trial, even the IRS, before they take your stuff. But your worthless accountant, CPA, won't tell you that. Even attorneys don't, well, you can't even afford an attorney to get that far. Okay, but you have a right to trial. So don't worry about it. You're fine. These empty IRS threats are just that, empty threats. Okay?
Now that has to come certified mail, you're saying, right?
Say it again.
That'll come certified mail. So all
If
these letters
they
that
do
aren't
send you, it
certified-
will be by certified mail, yes. But they probably won't.
Yeah, I haven't.
But join us now. Let us look at your situation, the paperwork in hand, so I can give you a more accurate assessment of your situation without paperwork in hand. It's like calling a doctor. Hey, doctor, you're a great doctor, I've heard. I got a backache, neck ache, eye problem, nose problem, heart attack, liver disease, kidney disease. Tell me on the phone by calling in how I can cure myself. I can cure me. I cannot cure you. I gotta see what's going on. Come to for a visit. Let me examine your body, see what's going on, so do some tests to get an evaluation. So with your situation, it's the same way. I need to see your paperwork to give you more exact, specific answers that are correct for you and your situation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Andrew. Thanks for calling, brother. Now, after
Thank you.
360 caller, we have a caller from area code 928. So we'll get to the 36 area code caller first. Give me your first name, my friend. How you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there from area
Hello?
code 360?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your name? How did you hear about us? And then your question.
My name's Robert, and I learned about you on Redacted.
Very good. And how may I help you?
I was wondering if the 7 letters or whatever, the contacting the congressman thing was a necessary step in the process. And I had a second question is, how do I stop my employer from taking the federal taxes out of my paycheck?
It is a necessary part to write to congressman because that will protect you. When you rely on the law based upon U.S. government's official legal websites, and you write your lawmakers, hey, look, show me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I will file pay income taxes. If you can show me the law that requires me to file pay income taxes. So that's why you definitely want to do those petitions. That's critical. Okay. What was the other question you said?
How do I stop my employer from taking the
that's
federal
easy.
taxes out of my paycheck?
Go to our website. It's, you have it right there. You go under, I'll show you on our screen. Go under right, the menu. This is right on that top right area on the right. There's a go down to free yourself from tax withholding. Third item on the right is free yourself from tax withholding. You open that tab, instructions are there, and a sample of forms for you to fill out for free, how to do legally and safely and correctly. There's a video, explain the process to you, and writing, explain, answer your questions for free. All right, any other questions?
No, that was greatly helpful. I didn't realize that tab had that information. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you calling, Robert. We have a call from area code 928, followed by a call from area code 321. Area code 928 caller, please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, Peymon. My name's Kevin. I hope you can hear me okay. Heard about you actually many years ago, but most recently I think I listened to a YouTube video that you were popped up on my screen.
Okay, very good.
And my question to you is, I understand, sending the letters. I looked at your website, sending the letters to the various representatives that represent us. I understand that fully. That's the help. That shows that there's no willfulness, that we're seeking their proving there is a law. And of course, we know they won't probably be able to do that. And so that's the good thing about it. But what about the companies that are sending us 1099s from our investments and things like that? Once we choose to be free, how can we notify them that we are no longer liable for the tax, and therefore they should not supply a 1099 to the IRS and to us for a tax that we're no longer or never were subject to? That would be my question to you.
Right.
And I'll hang up and let you answer.
No, actually, you got to ask a very good question, my friend. If you go to step 5, we just talked about that writing petition to your congressman, okay? And so
Yes.
when we do, I'm here, the instructions are not there. You write them, and then you're going to write to the third parties, okay? These are petitions that are right there about individual income taxes, employment taxes, self-employment taxes, and 1099s. Then you turn around to the third party that wants to 1099 you and said, hey, this is wrong. You should not 1099 me. You are breaking the law. Stop breaking the law. Stop applying the law to me that doesn't apply to me. Basically, that's what you got to do.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. I didn't catch that. So that's very good information. And thank you very much, Peymon, for everything you're doing. You're a true patriot, and God bless you. And hopefully you can help get this thing corrected for all of us in the country. God bless you.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for your questions. Let's go to the call from area code 321. Call from area code 321. You are live with Freedom Law School. Please give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Yes, how are you? It's Adrian, and I've been following you for a few years. I'm on your, I receive your email notification. But I was looking up on the website that you recommend, the uscode.house.gov.
Yes.
Specifically under the FICA and Social Security fund, and you're right, they they don't have a specific fund for Social Security payroll deductions. It's actually allocated to the Treasury. But during my search, I did also look up under Social Security fund, under Section 3121. I discovered there's an exemption for employers and their employees, where both are members of religious faith, opposed to participation in the Social Security Act program. And I just skimmed through it, but it does tell you which section of the tax law in relation to Social Security payroll deduction, which, by the way, they don't get our consent for that. They just automatically take it out. Unlike the W-4 form where you can actually state additional dependents or additional money taken out, or you can use it as an exemption form to exempt you from federal withholding. But that W-4 form doesn't include other payroll deductions, unlike the federal withholding tax to be exempted. But at any rate, I'm going to read more about it later, but it reads, I think, so many words. I'm looking at it now. An employee of such employer.
Hold on, let me help you with that, right? Before you go too far, you're wasting your time, okay, Adrian, okay? Don't bother with that.
Okay.
Section 3121E, which I have in front of me right now, of the Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax law, defines the term United States, okay, as Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. You must do certain activities in these 4 islands, federal territories, in order to owe any payroll taxes or FICA taxes. That's it. It's that simple. You don't need to go anyplace else. So that also is covered in our petition to Congress. Also, it's covered in our step 1 about law about Social Security. I cover that issue in there. So it's all covered in there in our petitions and step 1. Follow that. And then, again, you can contact your employer after writing your congressman and say, look, my congressman agrees with me. You're not supposed to withhold from my paycheck. Stop withholding from my paycheck. And it's FICA taxes that do not apply to my paycheck. Okay?
Right. Yeah, I just noticed that I didn't see that before, though, that they actually haven't included under Social Security deductions or Social Security Act that there is an exemption for those based on their faith.
Hold on, Adrian, stop. You're not listening.
Yeah.
Get out of the jungle. You don't belong in that jungle to go exempt. You're out of it. You don't even belong in Social Security at all. You're not from.
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
not from Puerto. Are you from Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam,
Nope.
or American Samoa? Are you?
No.
Okay then. Then that stuff doesn't apply to you at all. FICA, Social Security withholding does not apply to you at all. To begin with, focus on that. Keep your eye on the ball. All right. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
hold on. You have something. A question. What's your question, by the way? I don't get your question. You seem to make a statement, right?
okay, so you basically respond with, I should just after notifying Congress and senators that there's no law, and they respond with they agree, then I can submit that to my employer.
They don't agree with you. They're just, by not disagreeing with you, they're obviously agreeing with you. Because if you're wrong, they will tell you, show you you're wrong, but you're not wrong. So you're actually right. So you're fine. Okay, the law is right here in front of you. As you can see, in the petitions, it's all there. So just, you win by default. Okay.
I understand that, but at the same time, how do I get my employer to discontinue taking out?
I don't have an easy answer for you. Sorry. I wish I had a magic wand that could just show you how to do that. But you gotta de-brainwash your employer, which is not easy to do. But give it a try.
Yeah,
Maybe open mind to listen and read the letters you send out. Write to the employer himself, if you can. If it's a mega corporation, probably nothing will happen. But how big is your employer? How many employees does he have?
Well, it's retail, and they're like here in U.S. and I think Hawaii, maybe.
How many employees do they have? A mega corporation, or maybe under 500 employees?
Oh no, it's definitely not under 500 employees. So.
Give it a try. Again, give it the
Yeah.
petition, ask them to look. Maybe they'll read it, but I'm sorry, I have no easy answer. I wish I did. I wish I would tell you do this, and the
Right.
employer will follow the law. But no, they're all in disbelief that, like, they cannot believe, like, what? I've been stealing from my employees' paychecks illegally, violating their rights, stealing their money wrongly. I can't believe that. I'm a good guy, and my accountant is a good guy. CPA is a good guy. How can we all have done this wrong? This is unbelievable. It just can't be that we've been robbing people illegally. But they haven't. So that's
I think they already know that because
They don't know
they're
that.
aware that their employees have filed the W-4 exemption.
They
they're aware of
know
that.
that,
The fact-
Adrian. They don't know that. Don't assume things. Okay? If they did, they would have stopped withholding from your paycheck already. Okay? Any other questions, Adrian?
No, that'll be all for now. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Adrian. My pleasure. Okay, the system's available. If you have a question right now, you can call the number 657-383-1755. And your telephone keypad, you press 1, and you'll be going next to get your question answered. Again, the number to call is 657-383-1755. And your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your question next. Otherwise, I bid you all this good evening. Wish you all a great summer. Okay, I tell you, Florida is a great year this year. There's lots of greenery, lots of rain, and warm. So enjoy your summer, folks, because this is the time of year where people take off and have a good time with the family. Keep your money. It's your hard-earned money, but I cannot do it for you. You have to do it, okay? You have to, as you drive around, instead of music or some talk show, put our videos up and listen and de-brainwash yourself of all the lies they put on your brain all these decades of your life. Then you can be free. You can live your life in prosperity, confidence, peace, joy, love. Okay? So if you have no more people with questions, looks like. Okay? So with that, folks, I bid you all good evening. I'll be back with you